Out of all the pictures you've taken in the past 365 days, what is the camera you've used most often? And you're welcome to respond in the comment thread. I'm going to go ahead and read from the live chat box here during the TLDR broadcast, the Locker Gnome Daily Report, which is something that we produce live on YouTube every day at 3 p.m. Pacific. Today is no exception. If I were to look at my past year's usage, I would say that it would be this phone, my primary camera. I have several digital cameras that surround me, including that new T3i digital camera, which I've used for both video recording as well as still photos. And, you know, depending on the need, I've actually found the camera on my iPhone to work better in certain situations than the lens that I might have carrying around with me on the T3i at the time. This is obviously not a DSLR, not anywhere near a DSLR, but you don't have to have a high-end camera to take high-end pictures. It's less about the camera and more about you, the person behind the camera. I have point-and-shoot cameras that I've used for various photos or videos, even here in the home. I did, just the other day, the Lego dinosaur review. I used this camera largely because I could focus dynamically as I panned around. I needed something that was super wide angle, that had pretty good audio, and that had really good optical image stabilization. And I just didn't have that equipment anywhere else other than on this point-and-shoot camera. I could have used the iPhone, and it seems like a lot of people here. HeyU34 says Droid Incredible. Metal Coat 1000, My Touch 4G. Spring 794, my iPhone 4. Carriester, iPhone. Smofkin 5 says iPhone, obviously, or just phone, obviously. I use the camera on my phone a lot, says Fancy Nerd. The best camera is the one you have with you, and I'm not the one who's originated that quote. I believe that one goes to Mr. Jarvis. But a lot of you are using your phone as the camera. So we've crafted an article for you and talked to professional photographers like Chris Krug, an old friend of mine, to help you maximize your use of the camera on your phone that you have on you pretty much all the time. So if you take pictures with your phone with any degree of regularity, check out the article aptly titled, How to Use Your iPhone as a Camera. Oh, but Chris, I don't have an iPhone. The tips apply to just about anybody. We know there are a lot of iPhones out there, and certainly a lot of Android devices and camera phones in general, but we needed to target it on one particular audience. But I'm telling you, this pretty much applies to anybody who uses a camera phone. Although I wouldn't call an iPhone a camera phone just as much as I wouldn't call an Android phone a camera phone. The camera's on there. So if you're looking for, bless you, Wicket. Sorry, my dog just sneezed there. Too bad we didn't capture that one on, it would have been a blur. If you're looking for tips to maximize the usage, we've collected them for you. Again, take a look at the link in the article. You know, some of my favorite tips, and you know, we covered a few of these on the post because we know it was a popular. I knew even before I asked, I knew so many people would respond with a phone because inevitably this is the camera that we have on us. So one of my favorite tips is turning on the rule of thirds, or it's grid lines. So let me see if it's bright enough to see. Yeah, you can barely see it there. You see the rule of thirds there? If you align the subject, instead of in the center, if you offset it onto one of those lines, it's actually going to create, I don't know if I have it exactly on one of the rules of thirds, a much more, well, mathematically speaking, pleasing image. You don't have to center your subject every single time. The grid lines are there for you to align various objects to create potentially more dramatic photos. If you do not have grid lines turned on, you should. It's applying the rule of thirds to your photos, and that is the number one, I would say, camera tip that I would have to share with anybody. But your phone, and I know the iPhone has it, but your phone may likely have the grid lines there as well. Use them. Your photos will turn out better. Use those points, that little tic-tac-toe board. It's there for a reason, to help you take better photos. We've got so many more tips to share related to cameras and photography, and specifically phone photography. I mean, yes, it is a skill. there's a lot of software available beyond the default apps that might come with your phone. We've outlined, as I said, a few of those suggestions in the article that we've linked in the description, how to use your phone as a camera. Whether it's an iPhone or a smartphone with a camera, it doesn't matter. Everybody can benefit. In fact, I'm going to go to the article right now and make sure I +1 it and tweet it and like it on Facebook, and you should too.